Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We're doing more of our Posthomerica artwork here. I had a couple ideas since the last episode. Well, mostly one idea. I think it is cool that the clouds exist above the plane of the border here. And I think the same should be true of the ocean. So the border should actually dip behind the ocean on the left and right. So first, let's get in the black. Then after this, we want to get those corners. Let's re-add that. Okay. All right, so we got this. Now let's make some layers. So we're gonna select these two, put them in a group, select these two, put them in a group, and we'll take both of these and put them in a group. Now put this underneath so that this goes up to the ocean. I think that looks really good. Now, the last thing we want to do here before we move on is make some kind of corner piece. And I have a whole reference file of border ideas that a lot of them I haven't used yet, so we can, especially corner pieces, so we can really kind of go crazy with this. Let's take a look at some stuff here. Oh yeah, we got some good ones. Yeah, a lot of these being from when I was visiting a bed and breakfast in New Jersey, and they had great Greek pattern ceilings. I took some photos of them. Okay, so let's do this one. I'm gonna take this and actually not that. I'm gonna copy this into my PureRef file. Whoa. Okay. Good. Now I'm gonna, let's see if we can do anything interesting here. The biggest issue is that we have things that go kind of close to the corners, at least on the left side. So I don't want this to be too large. Maybe number one is, we'll just make one more layer here. Maybe we can just do a small little square pattern. Something like that. We'll do the same on this side, just with a little X inside of it, nothing too fancy. Then we could put that inside of this layer here, or in this group rather. Now, let's mess around with designs. There's some really cool concepts we could use. So first, let's try and just map out something here. I don't know how to figure out. I want to try and get this triangle to be sort of equidistant from both sides, and also to have it be, I have no idea how to get this to be correctly proportioned. You want to follow the rain, but the rain's not necessarily going at a 45-degree angle. You know what we could do is create a bounding box. If only we could make one that was perfectly square. Well, we'll approximate it. It'll get us closer than not. So we'll do this, we'll fill it. We'll enlarge it, and then we'll literally just rotate it 45, and that'll get us an exact perfect angle. We were pretty close. So we'll just draw this as our like general guide. And I guess that's that. We'll get rid of this layer, make a new layer. Also, we'll turn this down. And let's turn off the rain for now. Where is the rain? Is it here? Okay, it's important to leave these other layers on because we want to see where the limits of the space are going to be. I think also just out of the gate we should move this a little bit inwards. We don't want it to encroach that close to Athena. Now we'll turn this off and just start designing. So first I want to try a design that I saw at this B&B. So I don't really know where to start with this. Let's turn the bones up. Okay. We want this to be closer to the center. Probably even closer than that. Actually, let's not design anything. We'll do it like only half the picture will do. Now I gotta get rid of this bones a little bit. So we can draw pieces of on both sides, but the other side's gonna get deleted when we duplicate this. So it's really just for reference that we're doing both sides. Okay. Yeah, I think this is gonna work. We're just gonna use this pattern that I encountered in the wild. The only thing is if it's too ornate, we might want to get rid of it if it takes away from the general, picture, the composition. We don't want this to end up being the star of the show. Yeah, because there's not really like a lot of very detailed patterns in this chapter's artwork, so this might end up being sort of overkill design-wise. We'll see. That could work. Okay, so now let's take this layer and we'll get rid of this. And we will duplicate it. And then, what's the best way to do this? Okay, yeah, so we want to do the warp tool, I think. So I'm going to take that and this. There you go. Now we gotta get rid of the parts where they interfere with each other. Uh-oh, too much. Okay, so now we just have to mend all the little irregularities that occur from the merging of these. So let's get in there and just clean up some lines. Okay. That's pretty cool. I wonder if we'd want it to have a black under part or if we would just want it to be the color of the thing. I think we're probably gonna have a black underneath section. Do we need to change anything else? No, I think we're good. Maybe we'll add a little. I think I accidentally erased a little bit of that there. Good. Great. So what's this? That's this. And what's this? That's the fix. Okay. Oops. Okay, now we just gotta put this behind the layer. Why is this only behind one of the layers? Ah, because it needs to go behind the entire thing. Now this creates an interesting issue for us because the rain is going to be above this thing, but for now we'll leave it. Maybe not. No, it's not. The rain's not above it. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Maybe it sort of makes me want to add something to this border section because it looks weirdly detailed that this one thing is detailed and nothing else is. So let's make another layer and we'll just add some kind of random design in here. Maybe like this. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Now we just keep adding. The wonders of modern technology prevent us from having to do this like 10 million times. It's not letting me. There we go. Part of this is also that we want to maybe just make this a little bit more lenient in the actual thing there. And now we will take this. I guess we'll let it encroach into the cloud there. And great, we got a design for this and it looks pretty good. Okay, so now let's grab this. We'll duplicate it on the other side. And you know what, instead of doing that, we're gonna actually just match it exactly. If we can flip this, it's gonna be really hard to flip because of the way that mobile Photoshop works. But if we can get it to flip, damn you, Photoshop. It's not gonna work to flip it, so we'll just do it ourselves. Yeah, in regular Photoshop on a PC, you can just say flip horizontal and it'll match the exact proportions, but just do it in the other direction. On mobile Photoshop, you have to do it sort of manually, and it's also really hard to grab, especially on small objects, hard to grab these little bounding boxes, so it's like more trouble than it's worth, really. All right, great. Now we just want to do this same thing down on the bottom. And yeah, I think that this pattern looks really good. We can duplicate it also for the other side. So here we go with trying to flip this. This is a little easier though because it's big. Great. Good. So what do we not need anymore? This can delete. This we can delete. This is, what even is this? Oh, that we can delete. Once we unlock it, I guess. We can turn the rain back on. Good. Now we just need this pattern to exist on the sides. And then we move on. And I'm pretty excited to move on because, because that means that we go back to our old artwork, you know, and kind of reassess and add new things to it. So that's exciting. See, it's like we can't grab this when we want to. So this, if we had like a liquefy tool, we could do something with this, but we don't, so we're gonna have to make do. We'll take this and we'll just fix the border to match it, I guess. Good. And we will duplicate this. You can see that the hand-drawnness of the design means that it doesn't exactly match. So we kind of need to customize every time. Maybe stretch this a little bit. These ones are really long. I don't know what I was thinking when I made those ones. So now let's just fix the border again. That's good. Let's also add to the border here so it doesn't look like a big empty space. Good. Now we will, what do we got here? Take these two and I guess group them and then duplicate it. And we're just gonna put this onto the other side. We shouldn't even have to flip it. Well, I guess actually we would want to turn it 90 or 180 degrees, but we don't have to flip it. Okay. And this one's definitely going in a different direction. that worked out pretty well. I don't think we even need to change the border on that one. Welcome Jamie Ryan live to the show. Good to see you. What have you been up to? Art is looking pretty legendary, thank you. Yeah, we're working on a book that I'm publishing here. We're finishing up the final chapter's composition, and then we're gonna go back and add all the processing details and stuff. Okay, so what do we still need to do? I think we have everything for now. So the border is under the wave. I think the little details in the border really help it. I love this corner piece thing. I think the composition is really strong on this one. I don't know which one we'll start with for our revisits, but we'll look through each one and we'll see what we want to add. Sometimes our sentiments changed about like how much detail should be in there, what kind of details, or how thick the pen. Some of them will probably completely retrace over ours and like do it with the new design language that we've come up with, and some will probably just add a few things, or maybe not even add anything to some of the later ones, but just add the post-processing. So we got some stuff to do, but we're certainly making progress. Oh, you know what I did want to try and add real quick is let's go to the ocean layer here. And I want to see if we can add like little like splashes sort of against the ship. Okie dokie. I wonder if I like that. I don't really like that. But yeah, it kind of complicates the purity of the composition, so we'll get rid of that. Either way, it's good enough for now. We're gonna move on, and then if we wanted to add stuff, we'll add it in the final touches stage. So ladies and gents, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you for joining the show. The channel is called The Voice of Nick. If you want to see more, don't forget to hit the follow button. The book that we're publishing here is called Posthomerica, The Fall of Troy. It's an ancient Greek story that I'm making my own illustrated edition of, and also recording an audiobook. Both aspects of that have been documented over the course of hundreds of episodes live on stream, which you can find an archive of on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/thevoiceofnick. If you want to find the book or the audiobook, they'll be available both on Amazon, audiobook on Apple Books, Amazon, and Audible. And they'll be coming soon. We're getting closer and closer every time. So I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for joining the show. Bye-bye.